The governed civilization of the modern world have unquestionably numbed down our primal instincts. We have become so tamed from our feral origins to the point where we can be identified as domesticated. As much as how our minds have evolved dramatically to be able to process and make more complex reasonable judgments and establishing morality, we still innately possess those basic animalistic instincts to ruthlessly go after our desires. However, they have been utterly subdued, suppressed, and discouraged over time through the creation of modern civilization, as we've now been utterly conditioned to rely on the shepherds of the high society's commands to shut up, sit down, and listen. We've become so separated from our natural desire for independence and freedom. We no longer have to hunt when we're hungry because we are fed through the ease and convenience of Uber Eats. We're no longer encouraged to fight and defend for ourselves because we're told that the government will do that for us. We're much less capable, eager, and motivated to go after what we want because we're implied of the dire consequences that we'll face if we decide to do so. So tamed and domesticated we have become that even when the cage's doors are open, we've become afraid and reluctant to run free. This is how we remain psychologically enslaved and infantile for so long. The transition towards adulthood and independence are so eagerly or agitatedly expected and anticipated in today's age, but at the same time are so underwhelmingly or insufficiently taught and encouraged. It's like expecting a flower to bloom without watering it and exposing it to sunlight. Back in the tribal days, the transformation towards adulthood were planned, cultivated, and celebrated. Today, they are barely implied and informed, or at the most, they are just hoped to occur in time, as the high society wants to keep us remain enslaved through their convenient, degenerative, technologically induced conditionings, even leading to a lot of our parents' eventual neglection and discouragement of it. So most of us modern men have no choice but to individually realize and initiate this process or transformation towards adulthood unassisted, leading to us having to face most of life's initially incomprehensible circumstances the hard way and seeking mentors on our own to help us find answers and clarify our destiny in independence. This journey is called the Rites of Passage. Rites of Passage is basically a collection of circumstances that directly promote an individual state towards undisputed autonomy and sovereignty. Basically anything that contributes towards achieving the position of self-initiative, self-reliance, and self-sufficiency. Trials that promote strengths and passions, endeavors that promote competency and dexterity, and experiences that promotes wisdom and understanding. Back then, there were set and predestined honorable rituals. Now they can literally be anything that breaks you out of that serene but deteriorating comfort zone that you are most likely sitting or lying down in right now, such as moving out and living on your own in a different environment of your choice in order to find out whether you are able to take care of your personal space and provide for yourself. Learning how to fight and defend yourself in order to increase your chances of survival should your personal space is invaded and threatened, and quitting your current profession that obstructs your growth towards the mastery of your field and starting your own individual creative pursuits and establishments. If these circumstances are quite major and significant in magnitude for some of you gentlemen, don't worry, you can all baby steps your way towards them. Like I've mentioned before, modern rites of passage can be anything that gets you to constantly break out of your comfort zone. It can be as simple as quitting a bad habit like spending less time or even deleting social media and porn. From there, you are sent towards building and forming good habits like developing physical and mental strength through going to the gym and cultivating knowledge through reading authentically good books. From there, you were sent even higher through trying out experiences and endeavors that you were too afraid to try before but had the burning desire to eventually want to, like cold approaching a woman and initiating a conversation with her, or joining a social activity and meeting with people of common interests like a hiking club or a fishing tour, or even competing in a sport. Sit down and just ask yourself honestly, what are the things that you have a burning desire to do, try, and achieve but are currently too fearful, anxious, and reluctant to do? Anything and everything that strikes a jolt of anxiety in you, but also a wave of excitement and enthusiasm at the same time. And that is the word I want you gentlemen to pay attention to. Excitement. Because one of the hardest things to overcome in any rites of passage or self-improvement is bringing yourself to do them in the first place. And in my own experience, no matter how initially fearful and reluctant you are of anything, if the amount of excitement outweighs that fear and hesitancy, you will eventually and inevitably commit yourself to it regardless. Nothing will stop you from eventually standing tall and proud. Remember that I mentioned about the innate primal and feral instincts that we possess similarly to animals? This is the same thing. What do you think a dog is feeling when it's waggling its tail while being involuntarily hesitant to enter a swimming pool? The trick here is to find out how to unlock and maintain that excitement, and every individual is different. I will show you, gentlemen, in the next video of my own personal way to unlock and maintain a high level of excitement, so stay tuned, because they are utterly necessary as you will be facing lots of challenges and adversities in your transformation towards independence. And if you can't find a way to keep that fire alive, you can hinder your own progress and even sabotage yourself back towards dependency and infantility. Thank you for watching.